Hello everyone and welcome back to Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Well, the stage is set. We have all evidence at the ready. It's time to reveal the true culprit of the murder of Pal Maractus. And for the record, if his name is mentioned, I'll just call him the Dr. M. But if I have to say the name of his clinic, then yeah, I'll save that last name. Alright, so bottle water at the ready. Let's begin the trial of Waki Kitaki. Here we go. Alright, so we're back at the good old defendant lobby. Here we go. This is it. The big day. Did you get any sleep? Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. You kidding me? That's late. Seriously, Apollo, 1 a.m.? If you really want to get like a good early start, at least go to sleep at around 8 o'clock, 9, 10, maybe 11. But 1 a.m.? Oh wow, you really lost sleep unless he's really used to it. Oh my goodness. Anyways, sorry about that. Yeah, I went to bed at 1 a.m. or so. Oh? What time did you wake up? 3 a.m. This guy lost sleep. That's only 2 hours, Apollo. But at least you have me. And the amazing Mr. Hat. Here's looking at you, kid. Good luck today, Apollo. That was a Phoenix. You never know. Whoever's talking and you see like question marks in the name box, you won't know who it is. Hey, get any sleep, Mr. Wright? I was going out of my mind with boredom, so I signed myself out earlier today. Somehow that place makes fake piano playing at the Indochine, I think I said it right, Indochine pasta joint seem almost fun. Daddy, do you know who Prosecutor Gavin's witnesses today? Take a guess. How about Little Plum? That Sherman tank of a mom? Nope. Guess again. That's too bad. Speaking of moms, you need to find me a new mommy one of these days. Daddy? Spoiler warning, that never happens. Though, wonder what happened with, what's her name? Not Dahlia, but her twin sister. I forgot her name now. Seriously, it's been a oh my goodness. I'm starting to forget names here. Dahlia and her twin sister. I'm drawing a blank here. Oh my goodness. Anyways, what happened with her? I mean, I thought she had a thing for Phoenix, and I know it's been 7 years, so I was kind of hoping that the two of them would get together, or maybe she's still in jail, or maybe that they gave her like a big heavy sentence. I mean, I kind of doubt it. I mean, she was an accessory to murder, but I think she's learned her lesson, in my opinion. Anyways, where was I? All right, it's barely morning, and you're at it already, Chusey? Okay, see, this is why I don't buy their father-daughter relationship. So, Mr. Wright, do you know who the Prosecution's witnesses: Al- Alida Tiala, your client's fiance. She's going to be a witness? But that seems odd. Why would she testify against her own fiance? You have to wonder what Gavin's up to. Something's going down today. That much is clear. Well, not to worry. I've got my panties back. If we can't find a killer, I'll pull one out of there. Is this girl serious? Anyways. Alright, back in the good old courtroom we go. Number 4. And get used to court number 4. Because, well, for this game actually, because this will be the last time we see court number 4 in good condition actually. Oops, excuse me. Court is now in session for the trial of Wakikitaki. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution is warmed up and it's sold out, and it's a sold out house. Very well. To recap, while yesterday's witness seemed more guilty than any other party, guilty of panty snatching, we did find one thing for certain. There were 3 people in the park at the time of the murder. The witness, the victim, and the other defendant. Correct, Judge. And today I'd like to do something a little new age. What in the world does he mean by that? I'd like to look at this horrible crime from the outside. The outside? The acquisition of the murder weapon. The preparation for the act. Our poor defendant told all, you see. To his betrothed. His betrothed? His fiancée, Judge. His partner for life, with no chance for parole. Very well. You may show the, lucky lady to the other stand. Your name and occupation, Fraulein. Alida Tiala. My occupation is future wife. Ah, traditional values. I respect that. Too many brides these days can't even weave baskets blindfolded. Underwater. What was that supposed to mean anyway? There's always going to be some jokes that I just don't get. Yet, you're here today as a witness for the prosecution? To be honest, I didn't know I wanted to testify at first, but I couldn't hide the truth. Honesty, another admirable trait. Fraulein, is it true that on the day of the crime, the defendant, Wakikitaki, confessed his plans? His plans for murder? Yes. The witness will please give her a testimony to the court. Alright, here we go. Number 1. Forget it. I'm just gonna lose count either way. Waki's plan. It was the day that the family health checkup results came back. When Waki found out that Dr. M had lied, he flew into a rage. I'll teach him, he said. He took one of the family's pistols. And you already know what happened that night. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it. Really now? We're gonna have to press for more info on that. So, the pistol did belong to the Kitaki family then? Yes, with regards to an investigation is underway at the Kitaki mansion on charges of possession of illegal firearms. And the bullet that took the victim's life, was it fired from the pistol the defendant procured? Yes, this has been proven. How can you prove something like that? Bullets carry marks from the barrel that fired them, called rifling marks. Rifling marks? Think of them as being a gun's fingerprint, left on every bullet it fires. And when did you first hear about Waki's plan? It was the day of the murder. I I should have stopped him. I just didn't think he would actually do it. Very well. The defense may begin the cross-examination. Alright, here we go. As I said, where it says, I just don't know how anyone but Awaki could have done it, I'm gonna press on that. So let's head over there. Also, keep in mind, thankfully I have the cursor pointed. Yeah, I forgot to, I should move it out of the way sometimes, but hopefully if you do see the mouse cursor, good. Notice the bracelet is not rotating, like its color, but if it does, that means there's a chance that the witness is doing one of her hobbies in a way. So the bracelet will go back into color, meaning she has something to hide. Alright, anyways. So let's head towards that last statement. Let me see. No. Here it is. I just don't see how anyone but Waki could have done it. Let's press. How can you say that for certain? How? Air forehead. You will refrain from badgering the Fraulein. It was the defendant, Waki was it, who took the pistol from his home. We know this for a fact now. I suppose we do. So how could anyone else have used this pistol to shoot the victim? They could not. Simple logic, John. That does seem to be the case. Does the defense have anything to say regarding this point? Could someone else have used that pistol? Yeah, there had to be another. Because something like, I'm getting like a little, like, not like, I'm getting like a view of the crime scene in my head. Like, yeah, the whole view crime scene in my head saying that someone else was there. Kind of like the four directions, north, south, east, and west. So if I remember correctly, let me take a look at that crime record. Let me see if it's there. Is it this one? Let me see. No, not that one. Only I had that map. Or that, crime scene, map. It would make things so much easier to explain it. Unfortunately, it's not there, so... Major bummer there. But yeah, I had a feeling that there is another person at work here. Based on your testimony, there was clearly another. One other person had access to that pistol. What's this? Interesting. Let's ask the defense then. Tell the court who this other person with access was. Well, yeah, if you haven't figured that out. Alida Tiala. Because remember, she's the fiance of Waki, so basically she kind of has access to the mansion in a way. Well, they're gonna be family soon, so. Well, of course, I mean you, Miss Tiala. Me? But why? You were quite clear when you told the court. You heard about the pistol from the defendant on the day of the murder. In other words, you knew what he was planning. Oh, that's my favorite song there. Oh, this game, because I remember seeing the trailer for this game the first time it was. They made the announcement to release Gyakuten Saiban 4, and when I heard of this song, oh my goodness, it was so good. Let me get this straight. You intend to tell us that this lady stole the pistol from her fiancé and killed a man in cold blood on his behalf? I've heard people doing strange things for love, but this? It does seem a bit unfathomable, to be sure. I'm all for romance and for supporting your partner in life, to be sure. But I think I would hesitate at murder. I'd hope you'd do more than hesitate. But what if a different connection could be proven? A connection between the witness and the victim. We might find that she had a personal motive beyond wanting to help her fiancé. That would put things in a slightly different light. What possible connection are you suggesting here? You know what I'm starting to think? I'm starting to think that the police never looked inside that safe. I have evidence showing a connection between the witness and Miss Tiala. Between the witness, Miss Tiala, and the victim. Let's present Waki's chart. That looks like a medical chart found inside a safe at Miraculous Clinic. I'd like to draw the court's attention to the names written on the chart. What? Miss Tiala, whatever. Why, is your name on this chart? Uh-oh, look at the expression on her face now. Oh dear. Well, care to explain the meaning of this, Miss Tiala? I'm not sure what you mean by meaning, Mr. Justice. Our warm little fiancé just froze over. I was on staff at that clinic until half a year ago. It was boring, so I quit. That's all. Is there a problem with that? Miss Tiala, you testified that you had no connection to the victim. And I don't. Now, I quit half a year ago, so didn't I? So there's no connection. Let me guess. You're the kind of guy who can't rest until he knows every last detail of his girlfriend's past. Am I right? That's not true at all. Why, I embrace the ones I love. There's no connection now. It doesn't fly in a court of law. Doesn't fly? She's one tough nut. She probably feels right at home with the Gitakis. You left your job at Miraculous Clinic, true, but you remained connected somehow. Gotcha. Sorry, there was a mosquito on my arm, and I finally got it. Whew. All right. Anyways, very well, Mr. Justice. Show us evidence that proves the witness is still connected to the Miraculous Clinic. Well, easy peasy. That would be Alita's sandals. Because we found them inside that clinic. These sandals were found in the Miraculous Clinic lobby. They're yours, aren't they? Yeah, because her attitude earlier thinking Uh, they're not gonna do anything to me. I'm untouchable because I got the Kitaki family on my side. No one is above the law, Missy. No one is above the law. Well, who knows? I'm sure there are lots of people with those sandals. Yeah, about that. So sorry, Fraulein, but your act isn't working. Your moment of hesitation just now cost you. What's with you? I thought you were on my side. Perhaps you are unaware that toes leave toe prints. Well, toe prints? A simple analysis of these sandals will reveal all. Silence. Well, now we see your true colors. I was wrong to cooperate with you from the beginning. I just wanted, I wanted you to help get Rocky back on the straight and narrow. This court thinks you need to worry less about Rocky and more about yourself. It sounds as though we need to hear a bit more about your story. Your sandals were found in the entrance to the clinic, which means you went there on the day of the murder. Well, there's little point in denying it. Very well. The witness will tell us about this visit. Why did you go to Maractus Clinic that day? All right. Next testimony. The Maractus Clinic. Oh, well. I did go to the clinic that day. My first time in half a year since I quit in January. I went to warn him. After all, I knew Rocky had the pistol. The doctor always was a timid man. So his speed is up and his attack power is down? Sorry. Pokemon terms. Too timid to admit his own mistake. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. I wanted to tell him to be careful, as an old friend. Why else would I have gone? I'm not hiding any dark secrets. Really now? By mistake, you mean the mistake we heard about from the defendant? The botched operation? He was a timid small man, but I never wished him any harm. Well, wished him harm. I figured I might add a little extra words into the dialogue. You never know. I just thought I should let him know, you know? That does make sense. Yes, but there is still one thing which does not. Oh, yes, but there is still one thing which does not. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? The sandals left in the lobby, of course. We can assume she wore these sandals to the clinic, ja? Then why did she not wear them home? If it were me, I would have worn them home. I would have worn those sandals home too. Anyways, so why were the sandals left behind? He pointed out the contradiction before me. There's probably a good explanation for this, right, Miss Tiala? Say, for instance, there happened to be a similar pair of sandals which you wore home by mistake. Actually, that's right. I'm impressed, Mr. Gavin. Oh, it is nothing. There is, after all, no other possible explanation, Ja Forehead. Oh, what the? No fair! He's fulfilling the holes in her testimony. The defense may begin the cross-examination. So yeah, the part where it says, why else would I have gone? Yeah, let's present something. Let's see. Nope. 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 Here it is. Let's present Waki's chart. This chart was found inside a safe in the doctor's office. Yes. Why would this one chart be in that safe? Miss Tiala, you know why it was, don't you? Mind filling me in? Dr. M didn't have the leisure of making mistakes. That's why he wrote up a false report and kept the truth locked away. Bad air, Doctor. And this is where you come in, Miss Tiala. Wow, she's acting like she don't care. The nurse who filled this chart was you, which means you knew about Waki's failed operation. Interesting. You were in the same position as Dr. M. Kind of makes it hard to claim no connection, doesn't it? You're bold for a novice, I'll give you that. Well, yeah, this is his second case, actually. Mr. Justice, you must know I was only a nurse. The doctor is responsible for the chart's contents. This chart business seems to be quite important. Please amend your testimony accordingly. Really now? Too bad, little attorney. Oh, y'all felt that, didn't y'all? My brace, reacting again. What is it, Apollo? I felt my bracelet vibrate just now. Your bracelet? Just like yesterday. Like you said, when a witness is unsure of something, their nervous habit gives them away. But I can't see anything, Apollo. Huh? Then what's my bracelet reacting to? Wait, maybe... Yes, that has to be it. What has to be it? Your senses, Apollo. They must be sharper than mine. Huh? I can't see it, but you can sense it. I don't know about that, Juicy. I don't have some kind of special power or anything. More on that later. Well, much later. Listen to me, Apollo. There's a weak point somewhere in Miss Alice's testimony, but we don't know what her nervous habit is. Well, then, what do we do? You have to perceive it yourself, Apollo, with your eyes and your senses. Then it's up to me and my bracelet. I don't know why, but the bracelet helps. Somehow, touching it helps me focus. Let's give it a shot and bring down that testimony. Alright, so, new testimony. Well, new statement. Why do I go to the clinic now for a half-a-year-old chart? Okay. Let's use our bracelet here. Switch. Let's see. Where is that habit? Where is that habit? Hear it again. Let's see, where's that habit? Oh, there it is. And perceive. Confirm. Y'all saw that, didn't you? Her ring. She was moving her ring. Alright. Why go to the clinic for a half a year old chart now, you ask? But you know why you would go now, don't you? I don't know what you're talking about. It was quite clear, Miss Tiala. You have a nervous habit. The moment you said the word now, you used your right thumb to fiddle with your ring. What? She was unsure. I saw it. Now. That's the key word. The chart wasn't a part of your past. It was a clear and present threat. That's ridiculous. Why if that were the case, I would have had 6 months to do something about it. Indeed. Which means something happened quite recently. Something to make that chart a problem for you now. I've got her on the ropes now. I can feel it. Time to strike the killing blow. With evidence. Miss Tiala, there's no use trying to hide it. The chart became a threat to you now because of this. And what is it? Walkie's checkup report. Not this one. This one. Here we go. A health... Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. A health checkup report belonging to the defendant. The Kitakis are trying to get out of the business. The health checkup this month was the first. Was their first ever. What do you think when you heard about this? Oh, nothing. Why should I think anything? Oh, I would think you were positively beside yourself because you were afraid. You knew what Baki's chest x-ray would reveal. A full half year had passed since the operation. You thought you were home free when the chart came back to haunt you. Eek! Switch. There we go. That's all, Your Honor. What just happened? Did the witness just admit to lying? I sensed it. How, pray tell? There was a great aura emanating from her forehead. Very cool. How, though? So the lady was lying, it seems. That's correct. She said she had no connection to Marath's clinic. But her connection was deep indeed. A bit too deep. If the Kitakis got a hold of this chart with her name, she'd be finished. Isn't that right, Miss Tiala? You guessed it. Order! Order! I did it. I broke her testimony. Amazing, Apollo. I didn't see it at all. Daddy was right about you. Wait. Huh? Miss Tiala? It's true. That chart was bad news for me. That's why I went to meet the doctor that day. But that's all. I told him about Waki and went home. It appears this cross-examination is far from over. What? She hid the truth from us. This is clear. Yet, it is not clear that this truth has anything to do with the case at hand. Very well. The witness will add this to her testimony. And we'll have a bit more cross-examination. So close. You're still close. Keep on her, Apollo. Alright, new testimony. Nothing happened at all. Nothing at all. Sorry. I can't help it. Nothing at all happened. I warned him and left. Above that. Nothing happened at all. I warned him and left. Then how do you explain this thing right here? Found in the Amractus Clinic safe. Squished from impact with the back of the safe. Nothing happened at all, you say. How do you explain this? You say nothing happened in the doctor's office. I disagree. Take a look at this. What's that? It looks like a squished up ball of clay. Kind of like you, actually. This bullet was found near Ractus Clinic office. Something did happen in that office, Miss Tiala. Enough of this joking around. The police investigated that clinic. But this was stuck inside the doctor's safe. Inside the safe? I guess the police didn't check that far. But there is a problem. How can you say that bullet was fired on that day? Weren't you the one explaining rifling marks to us? The pistol was taken from Kitaki Mansion that day. If the marks on this bullet matched the murder weapon, then that proves the firearm was discharged in that office on the day of the murder. Not bad, forehead. Bailiff, have this bullet analyzed immediately. 30 minutes later, a report arrives. The rifling mark on both bullets are identical. Well, it seems as though the bullet in the safe was fired from the murder weapon. Perhaps the defense would like to state their position. The bullet in the safe proves one fact. A pistol was fired in that office on that day. And at the time of the firing, the safe was open. The safe which contained the top secret chart. Do you think someone was threatening the Dr. M in order to open the safe? Only one person was in a position to do such a thing. Our witness, Alita Tiala. Order! 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 Mr. Justice, where are you going with this? Are you accusing the witness? Alita... sorry. Sorry about that. Whew. Alita Tiala knew about Waki Kitaki's botched operation. She got engaged to him without telling him about it. As long as that bullet remained in his chest, His days were numbered. What if she married him, and then the bullet finally reached its destination? What? That reminds me. Apparently, the Kitakis have been asserting themselves in the lawful business practices. They're making quite a great deal of money, a fortune, if you will. Nefarious. So she planned to marry him to get her hands on this fortune? You keep talking trash about my Alita, and I'll sue you, lawyer man. Huh? Me? Yeah. You said you'd abuse my Alita? I think you mean accused. Same difference. No, it isn't. Well, you can't have her. She's mine. It was me. I shot the doctor. Me. He left me to die, so I left him to die too. There in that park. Waki, just cool down a sec. You keep your hands off my Alita, or I'll... Miss Tiala? I'm sorry, it's been so long since I've laughed so hard. Something funny? Waki, wake up and smell reality. Alita baby? This signature on the chart. The engagement. I mean, come on. It's so obvious. Even for a brainless, spoiled brat such as yourself. Alita. Your honesty is like a breath of foul air, Fraulein. Hey, I wasn't getting out of this clean anyway. So, the family fortune is what you're really after? That's right. I wanted the money. No, wait. That's whack. I ain't trying to hear that. Should have done the wedding earlier. Oh well. By the way, can I ask you a question? Who? Me? I believe you said you were going to abuse me. Accuse, for crying out loud. There's a difference between abuse and accuse. Ay. Anyways, of what crime, might I ask? Huh? Oh, I'm a bad girl. Sure, I got close to that brat because I wanted his money. But he was the one with the pistol. He couldn't have fired it into the safe after I'd already left the clinic. What? I would never do a thing like that. It was definitely that silly brat. Wait, but what are you talking about? Trucy? You had the most to lose if that chart was found. But I didn't have a pistol. Now, did I? Well, you could have taken Waki's. You'd think he'd have mentioned that, no? All I've heard him say is, "It was me, I shot him." That's only because he's trying to protect you. Sorry to intrude this lovely conversation. But the two of you are forgetting one critical point. What? What point? Certainly the Fraulein wanted that chart. You assume she threatened the doctor into opening that safe. But then, wouldn't she have taken the chart? Oh, you see, that chart wouldn't have been left in that safe. He's right. Miss Tiala. Yes? It is clear to this court that you are not a very good fiancé. Oh, I'm flattered. Perhaps it's time you told us the truth. Tell us about yourself, including your actions and whereabouts on that day. Don't forget, we've proven that you were at Maractus Clinic on the day of the crime. Alright, the Miraculous Clinic 2. Alright, here we go. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it. So I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't even have proof I stole that pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if the Dr. M was shot in the temple or not. How did she know about that? How did she know where they were gonna be? Because if you recall, there were only 3 people present at the time of the murder. 1, Walkie-Talkie. 2, Dr. M. And 3, Stickler. So, where was she anyway? If she was really there, where could she have been hiding, I wonder? Or how could she have known about where they were? Or, I don't know. Let's just go back. You went back later? That chart was dangerous. You understand? I needed to get rid of it. That's why I went that day. But you couldn't get the chart then, could you? And later that night, Dr. M was shot. I heard about the shooting. Waited a day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops all over the place. That was you? Apollo, that sound. It came from behind this door. Someone's in there. A break-in. They left through that window. So you were the burglar. That was you two? If only I had one more minute, then I could have opened that safe and gotten the chart. What? That's trespassing and a brazen at that. Oh, is this a trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know. In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Alright, so on the part where it says, frankly, I'm gonna need some more info. As I said, how did she know? How did she know where they were gonna be at? Or never mind. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Let's just head to that little statement. Let's see, where is it? And that brat was spotted in the park. Here we go. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. M was shot in the temple or not. The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems. Let's review the facts again, shall we? Yes, this was the chart I was looking for. Alright. So, if the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple. Yes, we heard a testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. So yeah, the whole north, south, east, west part. This is what I was talking about earlier. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. Then he turned his head to look and was shot. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our Greekius, I think I said it right. Egregious? Anyways, panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler did witness the crime, but he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. If Mr. Stickler shouted from this location, the bullet couldn't hit his right temple. Silly attorney. What? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember choosing? I always have a glass of milk for breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there can only be one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken. But his location was proven. You can't write that off of him being mistaken. Then why don't you show us your forehead? Show you? What? Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness, the panties guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim? But wait, if the witness was standing there, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple? I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us. If you can, that is. Walkie-talkie was standing at the killer mark. Wesley Stickler at the witness mark. And of course, Pal Maractus was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the other defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? Someplace else. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this crime without contradicting ourselves at some point. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place. Well, if you recall that little footprint we saw, all will be explained later. Apparently, Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from? It's time to raise the roof and the stakes. Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying? Like so. Double penalty? A forehead, which is to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead. Challenge accepted. It's justice time. Are you sure, Apollo? The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we believe that we know where he stood, and the victim turned where he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The noodle stand. I believe we all owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Wesley Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the beginning. Wesley Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. 3D time. All right. He shouted, just as he told us in his testimony. And the victim turned to look in his direction. And a shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no. Oh yes. Which direction was his right temple facing at the moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand. Order! 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 So you're saying the killer was inside of the noodle stand? Let's think about this more a bit, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand? Which would mean the victim, Dr. M, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the cart behind him. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along. There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place? Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in that stand. Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in that stand? Well, I've got it. I've got it right here. Intriguing. Let's see what you got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand. And thus we present the slippers. The Miraculous Clinic, and they're covered with paint. These slippers were found in a trash can near the crime scene, and a single slipper print was found at the scene, right next to the noodle stand. Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper. I'm gonna be right back. So, cut. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right. So where was I? Oh yeah, Irk. Wow, she is really sweaty. She knows what she did. Now she's gonna have to admit it. Sooner or later. Alright, here we go. In other words, this is the proof that you were inside that noodle stand. Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith? Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path. Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, ja? Why not? You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell to the ground? That's just dumb. One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of noodle-making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there. Well, I wouldn't say anything about that. I mean, I wouldn't. Well, I wouldn't say that. There we go. That was the line I was looking for. You have a point. Could someone have hidden in that stand? Apollo, I think I might be on to something. I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be... Aha, I see where she's getting with. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear space in that stand. And that would be the bowl. Because trust me, there were a lot of bowls. And on top of that, there were a lot of bowls in the clinic. I mean, because if you recall, Mr. Eldoon's story, he hated the guy. He hated him. So why would the Dr. M would ever go to Eldoon's noodle stand if they're not if both of them were not on the best of terms? Well, let's present that bowl. This is a noodle bowl from the stolen Eldoon noodle stand. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of these bowls yesterday in the lobby of the miraculous clinic. A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic? Mr. Eldoon was very clear about those bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. And yeah, for the record, yes, those are noodles he's eating. Because if you recall last part, that he has black hair. So what you see that is an actual bowl with noodles on it, and he just put it on his head. And yeah, what he's eating are actual ramen noodles. Alright. all my noodle bowls were in there too. Yet the bowls were removed. That night, there was space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the miraculous clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala. Stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not final fantasies. There are worse lines than that spoiled brat's pickup lines. You know you'll love them. I would like to remind the witness of her current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent. Show me... Oh, that was her. Show me an innocent. I'll show you a fairy tale. In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. M. More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale. Oh, trust me, what happens when fairy tales become real? Then please, pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. M pulling that stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside? Time to get to the bottom of this. Alright. I think this should be the last testimony, I hope. Tiala's explanation. Here we go. That night, I went to ask Dr. M for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into Kitaki family's hands. I almost said Kentucky. But the Dr. M didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kitakis had sent me. So I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself. I won't make excuses. And I did warn the good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brack got his health checkup report, and that he was coming to settle the score. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Hold on one second. I must reply to a text. Okay, I already sent my text message. Alright. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth, or it's over. Alright, here we go. See, this is why I prefer to play the original DS games for a reason. Excuse me, I'll be right back. I really apologize for that noise. Alright, so where was I? It's time for the cross-examination. Here we go. Alright, so the part where it says, so I gave up. And when she's in that stance, that's where I'm going to perceive. So let's head towards, here we go. So I gave up. Let's bring out the good old mouse cursor and perceive. Switch. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is, all I did was talk to him is where I'm gonna go to. It should be right around her neck or something. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Did y'all see that? There it goes. Oh no! I gotta hear it again. Let's see. Gotta wait. I gotta wait until the moment she moves her fingers. So let's wait for it. And there it is. All I did was talk to him. Stop and confirm. Alright. Oop, switch. All I did was talk. And lie. What? Show me proof. I'm pretty sure about this one. I think I'm getting the hang of this. A little slip in confidence, and they give it all away. The proof is you, Miss Tiala. All I did was talk to him, you claim. Yet you can't hide your own nervous twitch when you say those words. My twitch? What are you talking about? You have a habit of scratching the area of your neck around the edge of your scarf. What? This is... Oh, sorry, this is... always remember that the blue words are inner dialogue, or inner monologue, so I gotta keep... I always have to remind myself of that. This is working better than I hoped. Her unconsciousness actions tell the truth she won't say. Habits and lies. 2 dots. Connect the dots and find the truth. Don't look at me like that. I told you the truth. It seems that when you recall what really happened in the office, you can't keep your hands off your neck, can you? It seems that nervous habits are unconscious reactions that manifest when someone is trying to hide something. You can't hide behind your scarf, Miss Tiala. Something happened between you and the victim in the miraculous clinic office. And I've got the proof that shows exactly what happened. Let's present that lamp now. The one with the, let me switch here. And zoom in. Right here, and then I can move it a bit. Yeah, better put this down, and bam! The one with the blood stain. As you can see. Switch! What's that? You're touching your scarf again. There's something unusual about this lamp. The bulb is broken, and there's a red splotch on the cord. Seeing how you hide your neck, I think I can come up with a plausible explanation for the lamp's state. Well, spit it out. This talking in circles nonsense is killing me. Very well. The answer is very simple, Miss Alita Tiala. Please remove your scarf. Right on the mark. This is a trial to determine what happened in the park. Well, that park. Yet, we seem to have drifted off target. Don't change the subject, Gavin. We'll find out soon enough if we're drifting. As soon as the witness removes her scarf. I won't do it. This is insane. I'm an unrelated third party. You can't order me to remove... Miss Tiala, I'm afraid you've forgotten what's already been proven. What? You're hardly, quote, unrelated, end quote. Please remove your scarf. No! No! I knew it. So I was right, wasn't I, Miss Alita Tiala? Your neck. Oh, sorry, your neck. This isn't what I think it is. Something did happen that night at the miraculous clinic. You needed to get that chart back no matter what it took. Even if you had to steal your own fiance's pistol to do it. But wait, looking at this lamp and the witness's neck, it looks like the very opposite happened. Exactly. The victim in the clinic that night was this witness, specifically. You tried to threaten Dr. M, and he attacked you. That's what happened that night at the miraculous clinic. Let her scream. That's a lot of dots. Or periods. Order! 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 Will someone please tell me what really happened? I told you of the truth already. I went to the clinic that night to warn Dr. Maracus. Oh, sorry, Dr. M. That gangster knows everything. He's coming for you. Looks like my clinic seen its last patient. We have to get rid of that chart. Quick, open your safe. Give it to me. So You can save your own skin? What? I know what you're up to. You want in with the family. And if they see that chart, you're finished. Leaving me holding the short straw. But if I'm going down, I'll want some company. You. And what happened next? He jumped at me and knocked me to the floor. Then he took that cord. Pal Maractus was serious. Deadly serious. He really tried to strangle me. I must have blacked out. Blink. Blink, blink. So, you were the victim. And the red splotch on the cord was your lipstick. I didn't want to remember that night. That's why I didn't bring it up. There. Oh, sorry. There. Are you happy now? I was out cold. Almost killed. And you claim I then snuck into that noodle stand? But how could I? I'm sorry, that face he makes is so funny. Well, one thing is clear. We now know what really happened at Maractus Clinic, and it would seem that our victim was not entirely without blame himself. I'm sorry. I get so nervous just thinking of it. It's hard to breathe. I've told you everything. Can I go home now? You bear some responsibility for events that day, true. Yet if you were also a victim, this court would owe you some sympathy. Well, Mr. Justice, I believe this clears up the remaining questions for Miss Tiala. When did this happen? Suddenly everyone's sympathizing with her. I don't know what to think anymore, Apollo. I mean, is that it? Do we know everything we need to know about Miss Tiala? Very well. This finishes the cross-examination of this. Come on, if you're gonna see like a few dots, like, well, like for example, like this ends the cross examination, and then you see like 3 or 4 dots. You know, interruption is coming. And that's the reason I went to just like I did with the last part for Rise from the Ashes. Not so fast. This party's just getting started. Now we rock. I think I know the perfect voice for Clavier. I mean, I can try, but I can't make no promises. I think I'll give him the Dante Devil May Cry style, or the Ruben Langdon style, at least, but no promises. I'll do my best. What? Those spikes on your head are softer than they look. Or do you not have the stomach to go all the way? Prosecutor Gavin? Pal Maractus choked Alita Tiala. She fell unconscious. But what happened next? He's right. There's more we don't know. But she was choked hard enough to leave that mark. She would have been out for a while. Even still, what if it was her in front of that noodle stand? Alita Tiala, half dead. Dr. American's pulling that stand. And a bullet fired from inside the noodle stand. What if it's all true? We might have already figured out what truly happened that night. Miss Alita Tiala, as you can see, we're not through with you just yet. You really want to blame me for this murder, don't you? You too, Prosecutor Gavin? Me? Fraulein, I only wish to know the truth. Well, let's go back to what we've learned up until now. On the day of the murder, Waki saw his checkup report, from which he learned about the bullets still inside him. So, he took a pistol from the family stash, with the intent to give Dr. Mratkis some of, quote, his own medicine, end quote. And Miss Tiala heard about this from Waki. So she went to Mratkis' clinic ahead of him in order to get rid of the chart with her signature. But then something happened. Sounds like you've figured it all out. But remember, I was the victim. I was out cold. But what about Dr. M? That does seem to be the problem. He had just strangled Alita Tiala, perhaps he thought to death. What did he do after his crime? I was just knocked out, not dead. From the state of his clinic and the scene in the park, I think it's clear what the good doctor did next. Well, Hair Forehead, care to guess? Well, Mr. Justice, what did the Dr. M do? Maybe he did think he killed Alita Tiala. Do I have evidence to show what he did next? Well, let's present that noodle stand up, though I may be wrong about this. Oh, I guess it was. As his next move, the Dr. M stole Guy Eldoon's noodle stand. What? Killing me disturbed him that much. So much he randomly stole a noodle stand? It wasn't so random. Remember, all the bowls in the clinic's foyer. Bowls that belonged inside that stand. I think it's pretty obvious, don't you? That stand was at the clinic. However, the question is, why did he remove the bowls? Maybe because the stand was heavy? Or he wanted to put something in the stand in their place. Wait, you don't mean... I do. Dr. M did replace all those bowls with something. Your corpse, Miss Tiala. My corpse? Dr. M panicked. He thought he killed you. His next move would be to dispose of the body. That's crazy talk. You're all crazy. Then let's think about it, logically. The doctor had a place to dispose of you in mind. But on his way there, who should he run into but the defendant, Waki Kitaki? I question your logic. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? The park is a dead end. Why would he head in that direction to begin with? That's right. He had no reason to go there. Oh, now I get it. It was a trick. That spoiled brat made him do it. He made the doctor steal the stand. Tell me, why would someone go to a dead end unless the park was his the destination? What? Apparently, the defense has an idea. Tell us where Dr. M was heading with the stand. Here, please show us on the diagram. Alright, let's go right here. I remember this is the road here. And I think this is a puddle of water. Or I think it's a mud puddle. I'm not really sure. But here is a street. I may be wrong about this, so I'm just gonna go right here. Let's see. And present. That... Oh, I guess that... Never mind. There? That's a river. Yes, Your Honor. I scarcely need to explain why. A perfect place to dispose of a body. He was going to throw me into that river? He didn't have many other options, Frau Lane. I believe this clears up all of the remaining questions. The victim pulling the stand and the defendant before him. And inside the stand, you, Miss Alita Tiala. And then the denouement? I'm sorry, like I said, there are some words I can't pronounce. Wesley Stickler of panty snatching fame walks up. See, I can probably hear his voice. Hey, I heard that. Seeing the two men, he shouts. In that instant, now we get an extra scene. So, I shot him? Well, truth be told, she still had the pistol in hand, so I don't know the reason why the doctor, when he thought he had choked her, he had strangled her to death, didn't take the pistol in the first place. So basically, the doctor put Lita's body in that noodle stand with the pistol still in her hand, and hence she came out of the unconsciousness, and there you go. You were the only one who could have stolen Waki's pistol. It had to be you. Well, Miss Tiala? Nice work. You mean I'm right? I mean, you've done a fine job dreaming up a story to get that spoiled brat off the hook. You're the one who's dreaming. Apollo's backed up everything he said with facts. Facts. If you're so unsure he's making it up, give us another reason. Why was Dr. M pulling that stand through the park? Who knows? But there's one gaping hole in your logic. I think Mr. Gavin knows whereof I speak. Whereof what? I can't believe she's still trying to deny this. Is it true, Prosecutor Gavin? Must I always be the one to point out Air Forehead's errors? Maybe there really is something. I believe Frau Lane speaks of the doctor's car. His car? That's right. The Mrex clinic has that big garage in which sat a green sports car, was it? Why would he steal the stand in the first place? If he wanted to carry a body, he would have used his car. Oops, excuse me. And so we find our victim without a probable cause to steal that stand, and our defense without a case. I have an idea. You know that green car? I bet it wouldn't run. It was broken. Ah, what an excellent counter-argument, Frau Lane. Too bad you're quite wrong. Yeah, he's not wrong, because if you recall, at the beginning of the opening scene of this episode, it was running. And we all know what happened next. Don't tell me you've forgotten what happened to your daddy. Daddy? That's right. That night, the car that hit Mr. Wright. Was that green sports car? Oh, yes, I'd nearly forgotten about it. Afterward, he drove it back to the garage. It ran fine. That's right. So why didn't he use his beloved sports car, A glaring contradiction, to be sure. More glaring than your forehead. No! No! Order! 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 Well, Mr. Justice, why didn't Dr. M use his car to carry the body? Isn't that a groan of surrender I hear? Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days. Everything I've learned? Mr. Justice, this contradiction casts doubt on your entire case. This is truly your last chance. The defense will explain to us what happened that night. The car didn't run. But I thought it did. Unless hitting Mr. Wright had its consequences? Anyways, I have an idea. It's all coming together. That night, the Dr. M couldn't use his car. Huh, now you're making even less sense than usual. Not according to my information, Miss Tiala. Put one and one together, and the explanation is simple. If it's so simple, perhaps you can show us some evidence. Show us proof why the car wouldn't run that night. Simple. Because something was stuck in that exhaust pipe, if you recall. And it's none other than Trucy's panties. Let's see now. Panties again? All sorts of things come out of my panties. Even of a truth. Another crime was committed the night of the murder. The theft of these panties. The latest in a string of similar thefts, actually. But that night, the snatcher was caught in the act. A brave young girl chased the thief until he hid in the Miraculous Clinic garage. What? The snatcher hid the panties there before running. Perhaps someone in this court remembers where he hid them. Why, weren't they found in the car's exhaust pipe? Exactly. By the way, I learned something yesterday. A very important piece of information. And I learned it from you, Prosecutor Gavin. So you were here investigating? And I was on my way home when my hog gave up the ghost. Your hog? My motorcycle won't start. A clogged exhaust pipe. Too bad. It looks like such a nice bike, too. Hard to believe that it could break just from that. Cars, motorbikes, they're all the same. Clog the exhaust and they won't run. My, how interesting. While Miss Tiala and the doctor were struggling, the panty snatcher snuck into the miraculous garage. From that time until the time we found these, that car wouldn't start. What? That's why Dr. M had to use that noodle stand. It was the next closest thing he could think of. Well, Miss Tiala, this wraps up your doubts up quite nicely, I think. So it does. Where am I? So dark. Can't see. Cramped. The pain. My throat's burning. What's your problem? You, Doc. I know what you did. Walkie? You lied to me. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna give you a taste of your own medicine, man. Wait. Let me explain. Fine. I'll give you your last request. Listen, you're being tricked, but not how you think. It's not just me. No. He'll ruin everything. I have to stop him. Cease this at once, you two. Silence. What a calming thing. Funny. This isn't the way it was supposed to turn out. Oh well. Too bad. There's still one mystery. How did you manage to disappear from that stand? In the silence after the shot, I heard the witness running. I believe we heard as much from Wesley Stickler. He went to use a public phone to inform the police. Which is why I made my escape. Which is when you left that slipper print. Dr. M didn't bother taking my slippers off. I threw them out after I stepped in that paint, though. That was your mistake. No, my biggest mistake was coming to you for help, Mr. Justice. Huh? I believed in you. You and your anything agency. If anyone would get Walkie declared guilty, it was you. Whew. I believe we've reached a conclusion of sorts. Prosecutor Gavin, how is Miss Alita Tiala doing? She's confessed to everything. We're processing her arrest now. Prosecutor Gavin sure seems calm for someone who just lost. I think he already knew. He'd figured out she was the killer a while ago. Some advice. Now's a good time to review all you know. Everything you've learned over the last 2 days. He lost, but I didn't exactly win either. Something the matter, Air Forehead? Looks like it's time to announce a verdict. Not guilty. and thus Waki Kitaki is declared not guilty. Court is adjourned. Alright, so now we are back in the good old lobby. Great job, Apollo. You did it. Yeah, we did it. Somehow. Waki's off the hook. Free to become the gangster he's always wanted to be. And he has you to thank. Hey, attorney man! You're gonna pay for what you did to my Alita Holmes? Or to blame, I guess. You give my Alita back. Stupid pointy head... a pointy head attorney with a death wish. Enough, Waki. Mr. Kitaki. It's high time you opened your eyes, Waki. What do you know, old man? I think it's about time you opened yours. Giving up of a life to trying to become some kind of businessman? Don't talk about what you don't understand, Waki. I'm afraid the guard is going to throw them both out. If not in jail, wouldn't that be a happy ending? Hey, maybe we can help them out. We know why Mr. Kitaki needs to make so much money. Maybe we should tell Waki. Oh, Waki, Apollo has something to tell you. Huh? I do? Way to put me on the spot. Eh? What's that? Show him the reason why, Apollo. Why is Mr. Kitaki trying to become a businessman? Let's show him Waki's chart. Think about it, Waki. Think about your condition. I talked with your mother, Little Plum, yesterday. It pays, but we need a lot of money right now. Clean money, that is. She doesn't mean you aren't really, are you? I searched the globe, and I found one. A doctor who can take that bullet out of you, Waki. But it's an expensive procedure. Man, but you got plenty of money already, don't you? I won't use it. Yeah, what he means is he would rather have clean money than dirty money. If y'all know what I'm trying to say. It was the gangster life that did this to you, Waki. I want to help you, and I want to do it clean. Please understand, Waki. Dad! Man, I see how it is, old man. Always you looking out for... Waki? Listen good, old man. One day, I'm gonna take you out. Then we'll see who's the OG. You try to hide in your business suit, I'll find you. Stupid old geezer. And he runs off. My, Waki! No, it's as it should be. Mr. Kitaki, I liked him more without the puppy dog eyes. I'm glad to have met you. I'm not so good with words, but I know I know a professional job when I see one. Thank you. Who, me? I don't think. Someday, I'll bake you one of our latest, the Kitaki lime pie. He's opening a pie shop? So long. And he was gone. Well, let's head back, Apollo, to Write Anything Agency. Hey, since when do I do work at your agency? We make a good team. Don't just stand there. Let's get going. Huh? Why not? Why not? She did help me out. And there's a few questions that still need answers. Like this power of mine that she showed me, and my bracelet. If anyone can help me figure it out, it's her. All will be revealed much later. Though I can't say I care much for what her father has become. Oh, that's right. We have to go someplace first. Huh? Where? Why, to claim our a reward from Mr. Eldoon. Salty noodles. Right. He got his stand back already. Oh, and after that, you can come see my show. With a special appearance by the amazing Mr. Hat. Oh, it's special, all right. Please, anything but him. And thus concludes the Turnabout Corner. Next time we go for the third episode, Turnabout Serenade. So, until then everyone, take care and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to click that bell to receive notifications for new videos. Take care, and God bless.